Alright, welcome back to the channel, Particle FX, and today we are going to show you how to make concrete coasters from scratch. Alright, so what we're going to do here to start our coaster project is cut blanks out of this expanded PVC. Now I want the coasters to be 3/8 of an inch, so I had to glue two together, an 1/8 inch and a 1/4 inch. These have been sitting for about an hour. Okay, so we have our blanks ready to go. We're just going to use a little 150 grit here and just round these edges off, and then come back with some 220 just to make sure they're really smooth. Okay, so we have lightly sanded the top, but we've also sanded the edges, and then we've rounded it off to try to get rid of some of the chatter marks that are in these blanks when you use the X-Carve. This one right here has got a little, I don't know if you can see that right there, little imperfection in here. I could sand that off, but I think I'm going to leave it. And then that will give a little character to the coaster when we're done, because that'll go show up in the mold, and then it'll also show up in the concrete. Okay, so we're using Smooth On Oomoo 30. It's 2-part silicone, and we're going to pour this up real quick, but you have to stir each one, so this is going to take just a minute. Okay, so we've brought these up into the office to dry. It has a 6-hour drying time on these, but they need to dry in a temperature controlled environment of somewhere near 73 degrees. Our office is at 72. So in 6 hours we'll come pop these out. So we've gone ahead and popped these out of the mold. They've been sitting for about 2 hours. They've got a little bit of character to them. There's a couple of indentions, like I mentioned earlier, that I didn't want to sand out. I wanted them to have a little bit of character. So we've cut some vinyl stencils out from a vinyl cutter we have here. We have a logo of a local golf course here. We have a shamrock we're going to do in green. And we have a golfer we're going to do in kind of a vectorized image. I'm not sure exactly which one I'm going to put on which coaster. Let's kind of play around with that. But from this point on, one thing you do want to realize is you want to wear gloves, because the oil from your hands can get on here and stain these coasters, and these are not sealed yet. So once they're sealed, we can handle them with our fingers, but from this point on, you want to use gloves. Okay, so we have successfully pulled this off. Now we're just going to apply it. We're going to put this one on the square, as centered as I can get it. Got this smoothing tool that came with the vinyl kit, but you can just use your credit card. Right, now we're going to pull the transfer paper off. Nice and slow. There you have it. Okay, we have the stencil on. It's been there for just a few minutes, and now we're going to use our concrete dye. We're using red. You mix this with acetone, it cuts down, so a bottle of this will go a very, very, very long way. And I'll show you that right now. So this is it right here. We're just going to use a cotton ball. And you don't want much, you just want a little bit. You don't want to soak it. And we're going to rub this in a circular fashion, and when we do, we're going to do it very, very lightly. If you do it too much, the concrete dye will get in here and it'll start taking off these little ones. So we're going to go as light as we can. Okay, now we're gonna do the third coat, and then when it dries, we're gonna come back and we're gonna wipe it off with a little bit of bottled water. Okay, that's our water. Next we're going to come back with a little sealer after this dries. Then we'll pull it off and we'll seal the whole thing. Right, now we're going to put a little color-lock sealer on here, let that dry, and then we'll pull the stencil off. As you can see, I pulled all the vinyl little bits and pieces out. So now we're just going to apply a sealer. Okay, so we have our coasters are complete. The only thing to do now is put the backing on. And we bought these backs on Amazon 50 for like $10, maybe 11. But these coasters are, the square one's 4x4, so it matches perfectly. So we've already done this one. What we need to do is actually cut round ones for this one and this one, which I'm going to show you right now.